Hello, and welcome back, everybody, to another life in the day of Job. And I know things are not looking too good, right? Sorry. They're not looking too good. But they're looking great at the same time. I only say that because of what Job has been saying, right? And his friends, Eliphaz, Zophar, and Nahamite, Namathite, those ones, his other friends, have all been helping him. Um, And he did kind of leave off in a little bit of a dark place, right? He was talking about how man decays into a rotten thing like moth eaten, and he's talking about his body, right? How it's like he's put it through a lot, right? He's done a lot of work to for God, right? In this case, and then God takes it all his way. And he didn't do anything in his mind, right, to make that happen, but at the end of the day, it did, and he's trying to find a reasoning for that, I think. And I think that's my what a lot of people do when like bad things say are to happen, but like this is maybe there isn't a reason. There doesn't need to be a reason. Just have faith. If you do lose something, right, and you're good about it, right, it should be restored. Because I think at some point, if you then lose your faith after something bad happens, then of course other bad things are going to happen, right? Doesn't that kind of make sense? Like, I think it makes sense, and I hope that makes sense for you at the end of the day. But no, I think his first couple verses in 14, chapter 14, are a little bit. I can see some light in it, right? As in, like, you should think that way because life is short, right? And you should make the most of it as you can. And yeah, that's what we should be doing. We should be making the most of life as we can. So, chapter 14, verse 1. Man who is born of woman is of few days and full of trouble. There was no trouble in his life until now. He comes forth like a flower and fades away, and flees like a shadow and does not continue. And do you open your eyes on such a one, and bring me to judgment with yourself? Who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one, besides God. Since his days are determined, the number of his months is with you. You have appointed his limits so that he cannot pass. Look away from him that he may rest, till like a hired man he finishes his day. For there is hope for a tree, if it is cut down, that it will sprout again, and that its tender shoots will not cease. Though its root may grow old in the earth, and its stump may die in the ground, yet at the scent of water it will bud, and will bring forth branches like a plant. But man dies and is laid away. Indeed, he breathes his last, and where is he? He's still on earth. Well, no. He's in the going back to the earth, right? Completing the cycle. He's once again talking about death, but also life in the same way, and how, like, things happen when they should, and they will always happen. And there is a kind of like in 5, since his days are determined, and are is in italics to maybe indicate something. But I think with where Job was in the last couple chapters, I think it might be fair to say that he felt that things were a little planned and not in his favor. But the number of his months is with you, maybe like that means that he'll outlive it, right? He's old enough to. You have appointed his limits, like he has told you how long you're going to live, anyways, right? He knows. Yeah, I guess, right? And then he's looking at himself like a hired man. You just kind of do your job. No. 11. As water disappears from the sea, and a river becomes parched and dries up, so a man lies down and does not rise. Till the heavens are no more, they will not awake, nor be roused from their sleep. Oh, that you would hide me in the grave, that you would not conceal me until your wrath is past, that you would appoint me a set time and remember me. Right. He said, oh no, he's saying God forgot about him. That's sad. If a man dies, shall he live again? Well, now we're into reincarnation there, buddy. All the days of my hard service I will wait till my change comes. You certainly will. And you're going to get it all back, don't worry. You should call, and I will answer you. You shall desire the work of your hands. For now you number my steps, but do not watch over my sin. My transgression is sealed up in a bag, and you cover my iniquity. Is he talking about all the stuff he just said, maybe? Maybe he feels remorseful for saying it. But as a mountain falls and crumbles away, and as a rock is moved from its place, as water wears away stone, and as torrents wash away the soil of the earth, so you destroy the hope of man. You prevail forever against me. Every time I think he might be getting a little bit more positive, he goes in for another deep crash. These are like deep waves on the ocean, just whee, whee. Or maybe it's me just trying to make the best out of this terrible situation for Job. Who knows? Look, I get it. It's terrible. It's really sad that it had to happen, right? And it has to happen at the end of the day. But we should be there for each other, right? It shouldn't be that bad. We should be those friends, right? To be there to console him and to talk about him and to listen to him at the end of the day. People just want to be listened to, right? Just know that you exist. Granted, you should know that you exist, right? Because God exists, and you should have faith, and you should love yourself, right? You should love God, you should love yourself, right? Those are the thoughts that should be going through your head. Because if you don't think that, those are better thoughts to have anyways. If a man dies, shall he live again? But it's okay, Job. God will forgive you. Don't worry. But as a mountain falls and crumbles away, and as a rock is moved from its place, water wears away stone, and you prevail forever against me, and he passes on. You change his countenance and send him away. His sons came to honor, and he does not know it. They are brought low, and he does not perceive it. But his flesh will be in pain over it, and his soul will mourn over it. And maybe that's a really, really philosophical way to look at like what we are, is that like we were created to be companions for God, right? And I heard somebody say that, and it made me think about it differently too. But like, he's pretty adamant on the point of we were companions for God. We're like pets, and it's a pet usually doesn't know that it's a pet, right? And then, right, isn't that kind of like breaking a fourth wall? That's make things weird, you know? It does at the end of the day, right? And maybe he feels that way. And maybe he's saying that, like, God keeps people. This is how I'm interpreting, right? And I'm sorry if you get offended, but Job is saying in like 20 and 21 that God keeps people dumb, right? Just humans. Keeps people dumb so he can use them for their purpose. And they don't know about it. They know about God and how good he is and all the things that they'll do for him. But they don't know about the pain that will come with it because of that, and his soul will mourn over it, as Job is doing right now, because he's feeling the effects of what he believes that to be, right? And like in the pits of despair, right? That's a thought that you could have. It's not the right thought, right? It's not coming from the right place. It could be a sinful thought, right? That's a good way to describe it. It's as if sin is straying from God's path, right? That's not what God had intended. That's not. But you're still allowed, you know? But, yeah. Let's not mourn over it too long. Then Eliphaz, the Temanite, answered and said, "Hey, whoa, buddy. Hey, you getting a little bit too real. That was really deep. Should a wise man answer with empty knowledge?" He said, "You don't even know yet, dude. It just happened. You cannot say that. That's crazy. And fill himself with the east wind. Should he reason with unprofitable talk, or by speeches with which he can do no good?" When something bad happens to you, maybe just stay silent until you can control your emotions. It's okay. We'll understand. And we'll all be graciously awaiting your presence after you're done and healed, right? It's fine. It's okay to do that. Because, like, when you know yourself, know you're a human being, know those things exist and that you need to watch for them, right? And don't hurt other people, right? Job doesn't need to say all this. He could just internalize it and deal it with himself. And the friends could still be there, right? And they could just go do something. But this is some real stuff, that I'm sure people live because they keep dropping that idea, right? That they have a faith. And then just keep misstepping. And it's like that one misstep that you needed help with in the beginning is now like 17. Right? And that's now on to, like, I know this isn't the concept of Jacob's ladder, but that's, you're gonna need a ladder to get out from, like, the sinkhole that you're sinking into, right? With all these bad decisions. Well, so, yeah. Because it's easy to make things worse when things are bad. And sometimes it's just better to do nothing, right? And to let it kind of settle. Let God do what he does, right? It's good to know when to be patient as well. I'm a very action person, and I like to go out and do things when I can. But, like, when God tells you to wait and shows you to wait, you better take a seat. You better be patient. Yes, you cast off fear and restrain prayer before God. For your iniquity teaches your mouth, and you choose the tongue of the crafty. Your own mouth condemns you, and not I. Yes, your own lips testify against you. Are you the first man who was born? Or were you made before the hills? People not lived before you and gone through bad things, dude? Worse things have happened to people. People have died. You're still alive. You're talking to people. You're being a little baby. Have you heard the counsel of God? Do you limit wisdom to yourself? You ain't reading enough? You live under a rock, bro? What do you know that we do not know? You hiding something from us? God give you a special revelation that we don't know about? He tell you he's not coming back? He's not helping us? What? What do you understand that is not in us? Right. What do you know, dude? Both the gray-haired and the aged are among us. We all live on the same plane of existence, Job. Please, bring your thoughts back to reality. Thank you. Zophar and Eliphaz. Oh, no, it's Eliphaz. The one... Oh, I thought Zophar was before. But Eliphaz, thank you for helping and bringing Job back to reality. He said, brother, you're sitting here with other human beings. My uncle died 3 years ago, Like, both my parents are dead. One of my kids has leukemia. Like, everybody has that kind of stuff. They're not reacting. Maybe in their own mind, right? Like I said, you're allowed to have these thoughts. But maybe it's processing them? Are we processing them correctly? But then who am I to say? I'm just a young child of God. You're supposed to internalize those things anyways, right? Maybe you're not internalizing them in the first place, and you just keep them on a Okay, let's move on. Are the consolations of God too small for you, and the words spoken gently with you? Why does your heart carry you away, and what do your eyes wink at? That you turn your spirit against God, and let such words go out of your mouth. What is man that he could be pure, and he who is born of a woman that he could be righteous? If God puts no trust in his saints, and the heavens are not pure in his sight, how much less man who is abominable and filthy, who drinks iniquity like water? Right. If he doesn't trust the people he puts in charge, he doesn't trust you. Yeah. I will tell you, hear me. What I have seen I will declare. What wise men have told me, not hiding anything received from their fathers, to whom alone the land was given. No alien passed among them. The wicked man writhes with pain all his days, and the number of years is hidden from the oppressor. So even the people that do bad and do those things, they still have the same afflictions you have, even with the faith. So even more so bring us all on the same level. As in, like, people who still don't hold the same beliefs go through the same things as you. Dreadful souls are in his ears. In prosperity the destroyer comes upon him. He does not believe that he will return from darkness, for a sword is waiting for him. He wanders about for bread, saying, "Where is it?" He knows that a day of darkness is ready at his hand. Trouble and anguish make him afraid. They overpower him like a king ready for battle. For he stretches out his hand against God, and acts defiantly against the Almighty, running stubbornly against him with his strong embossed shield. Though he has covered his face with his fatness, and made his waist heavy with fat, he dwells in desolate cities, in houses which no one inhabits, which are destined to become ruins. That sounds like today. Oh my goodness, yeah, when I was in Spain, they had a couple like really old hotel buildings, like resort type buildings that were just like falling apart. And even the resort that we stayed at, no offense, but that was falling apart as well. He will not be rich, nor will his wealth continue, nor will his possessions overspread the earth. He will not depart from darkness, the flame will dry out of his branches, and by the breath of his mouth he will go away. Let him not trust in futile things, deceiving himself, for futility will be his reward. It will be accomplished before his time, and his branch will not be green. He will shake off his unripe grapes like a vine, and cast off like a blossom like an olive tree. For the company of hypocrites will be barren. The fire will consume the tents of bribery. They conceive trouble and bring forth futility. Their womb prepares deceit. Whoa, Eliphaz, what are you talking about? Sorry, I read the title for the next part, and it says Job reproaches his pitiless friends, which sounds like, to me, Job is saying, you should be nicer to me. Job. It's okay. You'll get there, buddy. It's a learning step, right? I keep saying it, baby walking, baby steps, baby steps. You're gonna get there, buddy. Come on, you can go, you can do it, come on. Talking to myself now, that's in a mirror. Don't take offense to that, unless you feel like a child. And then if you do, maybe then do take offense to that, and then that's maybe yourself telling yourself that you should change. But maybe that's too real. But yeah, maybe Eliphaz is saying, Eliphaz is really bringing him back to reality. And maybe we all need this friend. And maybe it's the friend that you don't want to be around all the time. But like, they're the friend that they're going to tell you what's up, right? And Eliphaz is that friend. And Eliphaz says, "My dear friend Icarus, you have flown far too close to the sun." Even with your words, your wings are melting, my boy, and you are falling. Come back to Earth and join us all, and wallow in your pit of despair with us. that was a good transformative view on it, right? To help you understand what Eliphaz or Job is doing with his words, and what we may be doing with our words at some point, right? Maybe you need to look at what you're saying. Where is it coming from? Who are you saying stuff from? Is it from God? Can you do those things? Right? That's another thing. That's a whole other thing, though. Can you do the things that you say? So, we'll get into it. So, Job will respond in the next episode. We'll all be waiting. Bated breath. Don't hold your breath, though. So, let's thank God for allowing us another day to learn and grow as human beings. And to live our lives and seek your guidance. And I ask for protection for everybody, and that we all use the knowledge and wisdom that we accrue throughout our lives for good means, and that we're all safe throughout our travels. So have a good day and find some peace.